Howdy, folks. I'm a fast fox sparrow flying furiously over frozen forests.
I'm Space Cat Amber.
And here's more Space Cat Ambers for us to read about.
Ooh, we're reading about me?
No, we're not. Let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Letting My Girlfriend's Cat Outside? Hello, I'm using a throwaway account as my girlfriend knows about my Reddit. I'm a 25-year-old male, and I started living with my girlfriend, a 27-year-old female, a few months ago, and there's always been one thing that we disagreed upon, and that's her cat. She insists that her cat is purely indoors, and doesn't want her cat left outside unsupervised. Growing up, all of my cats were allowed outside whenever they wanted because my parents always said that naturally that's where they belonged and where they wanted to be. Her cat likes being outside and will even run near the door and beg to be let out. When my girlfriend works on weekends, I've been letting the cat out for as long as she wants and making sure to get her back in before my girlfriend arrives home. On Sunday night, I went to get the cat inside before my girlfriend got home and wasn't able to find her in time. The first thing that my girlfriend does when she gets home is give her cats a couple of treats. And she asks where the cat is. I had to be honest, and I told her what I've been doing. She started crying because her cat is 16 and was paranoid that something might have happened to her, which I feel bad about, but I didn't have any ill intentions. I was trying to be nice and do what I feel is right for an animal. We ended up finding her in the garage shortly afterwards, but after the fact we got into a fight and she's barely spoken to me over the last couple of days. Most people that I've spoken to about this think that I'm the jerk here, but I think that it's silly and that she's overreacting. The cat hasn't even left the property. In my opinion, my girlfriend is acting like I kicked her cat out and hurt it on purpose. Am I the jerk here? Alright, folks, what do you think?
Yes, I think OP is the jerk. I mean, it's her cat. She gets to decide whether it's an indoor cat or an outdoor cat. The fact that you had outdoor cats as a kid does not give you the right to dictate whether all cats should be indoors or outdoors. And there are a lot of really good reasons to keep cats indoors, both for their safety and for the wildlife. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's her choice whether the cat's indoors or outdoors.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think like a 16-year-old cat, what's the chances of a 16-year-old cat going mousing at this point in time? I'm not saying that he's in the right, but it also, I can understand the concern and worry about taking a cat who's never been outside and then suddenly letting them outside all the time, right?
Right, well, and that's where, in this case, it probably is more of a danger to the cat. There's a greater chance of the cat getting a communicable disease from another animal in the area. And if the cat is very old and not like as mobile, it could be chased down by a fisher or, any number of other animals that might be in the area.
Yeah. So I think that OP's is taking a risk with their girlfriend's cat unnecessarily, and I think that this is something that if he really felt like he should be able to do this, he should have talked to her. But I don't know. I really feel like going behind her back like this wasn't the right move. I mean, I can understand him wanting to do what's best for the cat. I really do, because like I can understand him being like, well, the cat needs freedom or the cat needs to be outside. But why not just try getting a harness on her and taking her around for a walk if you feel that strongly about it? Because that might be a good compromise in a situation like this, right?
Yeah, well, and I think my biggest problem with the whole letter is that he seems unconcerned that the cat could have died. He's like, well, I wasn't trying to kill the cat, so she should just get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, he's, oh, I'm also concerned about the cat, but if it dies, like, well, I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, well, it's an old cat, and I mean, maybe he's like, oh, I want to give the cat the best end of life that it can have. Maybe if we read it charitably like that, but it does sound like he's pretty unconcerned about the cat's welfare. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Going Through My Original Wedding Plans After My Best Friend Took My Whole Theme? Throwaway account because my best friend's man has a Reddit. This started when I was 9 years old, and I had my entire wedding planned out by the time I was 12. I was deeply in love with my plan, and I made sure to mention to any partners about my plan. I am now 21, and the time has come. My boyfriend, we'll call him James. Not his real name, of course. James is in love with my ideas and plans as well. We plan to have a gothic wedding with black and emerald as a color theme. Herein lies the problem. I have a best friend who I love, and she lives with me. She has been engaged to her man for 3 years. One night, we were sharing ideas before I got engaged, and I told her that I had this grand plan and wedding for when I finally found the one. No problem. A few months go by, and she announces her wedding colors. And what do you know? Black and emerald green. I was livid, so I told her in a joking manner, "Hey man, pretty sure these are my colors." And she looked at me, dead in the face, and says, "I've been planning this since I was 8. Again, livid. So I went to my fiance and started to cry because this was really important to me. He says, "Let's just do the wedding anyways." But I don't want to seem like I'm copying someone when I'm in fact getting copied. Am I the jerk? Update. I wanted to add an update/edit here because I feel that I've been misconstrued. Thank you to everyone who has already commented. What I had forgotten to add here was that this particular friend has a few mental issues. I won't add what she has for respect reasons, but she mirrors people. So when I say this girl has never had an original thought, I mean it. She's done this with cars. She got one that was repoed because she couldn't afford it. She's gotten kicked out of places for lying, as well as being a general nuisance. She has stolen multiple of my ideas in the past. I also want to say here that I definitely agree that I don't own the wedding colors, nor do I think that they are original in any fashion. I just was really excited, and then for someone to take your ideas and all the time is a real bummer. What I've decided on is slight revenge, but keeping it classy by holding my wedding the way I intended, including putting my little 9-year-old scrapbook and mood board in the presentation for my wedding. All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think OP's in the wrong for wanting to have her wedding as she originally saw it. Now, it also sounds like the friend has some difficulties, and I don't know the details of her mental health, so I can't really speculate on that. But, it doesn't sound like this is necessarily done out of malice. So if the friend, has difficulty, so this is a known pattern of behaviors of hers, and I wouldn't focus too much on the friend. Like, do the wedding as you want to do it. Don't tell her any more details about your wedding planning so that she can plan everything else for her wedding on her own. And, just kind of do your own thing and don't worry about her.
Well, I think that this is one of those situations where if OP's friend is this way, then everyone's already going to know that her wedding plans are probably not original. And I don't think that OP has anything to worry about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think OP adding the scrapbook to their wedding planning is a wonderful idea. I think that it adds a lot of clarity about how they came up with these ideas. And it also might be a nice little neat thing for people to look at, right?
Well, I mean, I think that's the cuteness factor too. Like, oh, look, she planned this out when she was 9 years old, like as a nice little touch there. Because a lot of times people will include maybe like little sentimental childhood items in their wedding in some way, shape, or fashion.
Yeah. And that's just it, is I think that this is maybe her something old.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think that OP is in the wrong, but I think that they're taking this a little too hardly, too hard.
Yeah.
Their friend is clearly someone who struggles and has a lot of problems, and I think that this isn't, again, like you said, it isn't malicious on her part. She just seems to has this behavior, this pattern of behavior. So I don't know. How does the old expression go? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for not wanting my boyfriend to allow his ex-wife to use their embryos?" My boyfriend divorced from his ex-wife 2 years ago, and they have one child together, also born through IVF. They created 5 embryos while they were together. His now ex-wife is too old to naturally conceive more children, but still wants another child. She has recently reached out to him asking him to sign paperwork to give her full access to the embryos for another child. Going into the relationship, I am happy to welcome his current child as part of my family, but a new baby was never part of the picture. We have talked about having our own children pretty soon as well. Am I the jerk for not wanting her to use them? Alright folks, what do you think of this one?
I mean, I honestly don't know if anyone is in the wrong here at this point in time. I think it is valid to have very complicated feelings about the idea of your partner having a child with someone else. I would want to know potentially what the legal ramifications would be for this. Would he be involved in the child's life? And OP seems to think in the comments that he would want to be, even if he wasn't legally on the hook. And so I think it's totally valid to have those concerns. I can also understand why his ex-wife would want to have a child with her DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think anyone has done anything yet that makes them a jerk.
Yeah, this might be a difficult situation. I mean, I think it's a very difficult situation. I agree that there isn't really anyone in the wrong here. I think that if her current partner, OP's current partner, wants to be involved in these kids' lives, and OP wants nothing to do with them, and he were to go through with this, that would definitely be a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
I think knowing the legal ramifications of this is probably going to be the best course of action. And unfortunately, I don't know that there is a right answer here. OP has their own desire. They, of course, don't want their husband being involved with, a newborn child where he might be kind of going over to the ex's house a lot and
Mm-hmm.
trying to help and trying to take care. And then on top of that, if they have their own child, I can see why this would get pretty messy pretty quickly. But then again, I can understand why, if the ex wants another child, she wants another child, right? They have these eggs; these are her eggs, and I can see why she would want to use them.
Yeah, so I mean, I think OP, it's totally fine to have some serious conversations with your partner around this. You can let him know your discomfort, you can set your boundaries, and at the end of the day, if he still wants to go through with it and you're not comfortable, this may end up being a deal breaker.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to name my daughter the name of my husband's dead grandmother and my bullies? When I was in high school, I was constantly bullied by Sophie. She made fun of my appearance, personality, hobbies, and grades. She also spread rumors about me and often told me that she wished I would die, and was pretty specific about this. In elementary school, there was also a pretty stuck-up brat named Sophie who endlessly spoke about how she was rich. In general, I do not have a positive connotation of the name Sophie, but I wouldn't just dislike someone because they have that name. My husband, a 27-year-old, and I, a 26-year-old, were discussing names for our child. We don't know if it's going to be male or female, but started making a list of 10 male and 10 female names that we would consider. One of the female names that my husband was very insistent on was Sophie, the name of his dead grandmother, who basically raised him since his parents were always busy with work. At once, I told him that I would not even consider it because of the bully who tormented me all through high school was also named Sophie. He got angry since he really wanted to use the name of the person who meant so much to him, but I refused. He told me that we should at least put it in the possibilities names. But I said absolutely not, since I did not even want to consider it. He got really angry that I wasn't trying to take his opinion into account. Am I the jerk for refusing to consider to name our child Sophie? Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, I understand the husband's connection to the name, but he has to realize that this is the name of OP's childhood bully. That's going to have a lot of negative memories. So I think it's totally fine if they want to find another way to honor his grandmother, like maybe her middle name, or if there was something really special to her, or, like there are ways to honor her without using the name Sophie.
Oh, this is a tough one, right? I'm not sure that he's in the wrong other than being so insistent. But I can understand why OP would certainly not want this name used, right? She has a lot of trauma around it, and he has a lot of good feelings around it. And so I think they're kind of in that respect, at a little bit of an impasse, and that they really need to he really needs to take her trauma seriously, I feel. And I don't know that he's actually doing that, though.
Right. And I mean, my concern is it seems like he just wants to steamroll her. He's like, well, we should at least consider it. I think she's doing the right thing by being upfront and saying,
Yeah.
I'm not open to this name.
Yeah.
And names are a two yeses, one no type of situation. So I think he just has to let this one go. And again, it doesn't sound like OP's not open to honoring his grandmother in some way, so they can explore other ways to honor her without using her name.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, because of OP's negative associations with the name, it just should be taken from their possibilities.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It really is. But if this is a absolute deal breaker for him, and he absolutely cannot live without having a child eventually named Sophie, then I mean, this may be not the relationship for them.
Yeah, it's too bad they found this out once they already are pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, she's pregnant.
But let me know what you folks think. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a joke.
What did the aggravated breakfast pastry say to their child?
Well, the aggravated breakfast said to its child, "Hey, you, why are you stealing all the cream filling? That's not very nice of you."
Donut, make me ask you again.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I should have gotten that one. And I have Make a Mint.
And we have cute foods. More cute foods from Brian.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Thanks so much to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it a copycat.
Meow. Meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. 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 You'll have to be a cat to understand that.
Okay, I guess so. I
You
guess
said
so.
to be a copycat, so you know.
I did. Regretfully, I did. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.